This is Death Valley, the hottest place in the entire American continent. It is located in the California desert and has this name because in 1849, 13 people died trying to cross during the gold rush. Temperatures of almost 140 degrees Fahrenheit have been recorded here.
Death Valley in California has never lived up to its name.
The thermometers recorded 133 degrees Fahrenheit in Death Valley.
And that's exactly where I'll spend the next 24 hours. Alone. The first challenge is to find a place without bushes to set up camp away from the snakes that live in the desert. I walked and walked and walked some more, but I didn't find anything.
We definitely recommend getting experience before heading out into the backcountry. Death Valley is an extreme place, temperatures can be hot, and if you don't know where you are going, it can be potentially dangerous.
So I decided to go up a hill to get a broader view of the area. From up here, I can see that. Basically, it's very much desert in every direction. But over there, in the middle of that road, there's a white patch where I think nothing is growing. So that's where I'm going to set up my tent. My first mission is try to clear as many rocks as possible so that I don't lie down on some of those rocks. I had no problem setting up my camp. Okay, maybe I had some difficulty. Mission of my house in the desert completed.
We are one of the hottest and driest places in the United States, the hottest place in the world. These are very high temperatures. It gets really hot here, reaching 122 to 131 degrees Fahrenheit.
Even though this tent has UV protection, it's really stuffy in here. I only have 3 things with me. Here is a humanitarian ration from the United States with all the nutrients needed for a person to survive for 24 hours alone. In case of an attack by wild animals, I have a machete, but only as a last resort, because the animals here in the park are protected. To scare them off, I have here this flare. And lastly, I only have 1 liter of water at my disposal for an entire day.
You should drink plenty of water throughout the day, about 4 liters per person under normal conditions.
The park pamphlet warns never to put your hands or feet where you can't see, as there are desert snakes, scorpions, and black widow spiders. Wow, I didn't know that when I came to make the video. I don't know the best way to deal with just 1 liter of water that I have, but I imagine that the more hydrated I am now, I can hold on longer. It's just 24 hours. So I think I'm going to invest 200 milliliters of water here in my health. I ended up drinking 50 milliliters more, but I still have here 750 milliliters of water that I intend not to touch. For a long time, I will need water. Because my first mission is to explore the surroundings of my camp to see if I find anything useful. It's now noon and the sun is at its fullest, but I only have to hold out for 8 more hours until the sun starts to set. Time for the second challenge. Come on, let's explore the desert.
There's always a chance that wildlife might be hiding in the shade. After all, just like us, they seek cool spots when it's hot. So, for example, a snake could be in a bush.
This bush here was the worst one I've encountered so far. There's a burrow hole here. There's a hole over there. There's one here. There's a big one here. Inside, there's a huge one and another one here. But nature isn't the only hostile thing around here. Well, actually, we're in the United States for real. I don't know what happened here, but someone fired a shot. Someone fired a gun, it went bang. I think that at some point there was water here. It looks like a puddle of water that dried up. I've never seen such dry sand in my entire life. I figured this video would be considerably easier. The problem is that it's very hot and dry here, and the sun is much stronger than I'm used to. Not only am I getting dehydrated more easily, but I'm also getting breathless. The park brochure said that any sign of nausea, dizziness, or dehydration meant you should get out of the sun immediately. But where will I go from the sun to? There is not a tree. Now I'm beginning to understand why it's called Death Valley. I kept exploring 1.2 miles further into the desert. In the Death Valley, a beautiful flower blossomed. It also blossomed small fruits. I'm going to eat? No way. We are standing here because right there is a completely camouflaged lizard. Can you see it from where you are? I'll try to make it move for you to see. It's right here. Look there, it moved. Look here. Wow, you can see it's really easily now. It has a little horn on its head. It looks like a little dragon. Is it poisonous? Wow, it's very calm. I'm not gonna touch it. This video is sponsored by myself. If you want to live 100% off the internet, visit several countries, and become a digital influencer like me, pay close attention. One of the wonders of American consumerism is that they will manufacture anything. This here, for example, Yuana is a portable restroom. I've spent the last 8 years building a secret method that makes any video unlock 3 to 15 times more views. What does it mean that if I have the privilege to build my own bathroom? In Death Valley, I will make the bathroom with the best view in the world. Because of this, I created the Creator Academy, where I teach you this method that no one in Brazil uses yet, and which guarantees me millions of views on all my videos. And for that, I had to walk, and walk some more until I found the perfect place for my project. I think that this here is the best place for my bathroom. You will learn how to attract thousands of clicks to your videos, and how to make an irresistible script, making it impossible for people to close your videos, just like you can't close mine. But all the effort was rewarded. I mean, who else has a bathroom like that? The view is wonderful, but the smell not so much. This method works on channels in any segment. With more views, you will inevitably become a digital influencer and achieve the freedom you dream of. Access the link with the proportional price in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. This is your chance to learn how to do YouTube directly with me and live 100% from the internet. I have a problem that I wasn't telling you about. Taking care of my needs dehydrates me, so I'll have to drink more water, which means my water supply will shrink. Half a liter of water, but I'm not halfway through the day yet. So far I'm doing well, but there are still 3 hours until the sun sets and I still haven't eaten anything. Let's see what comes in this humanitarian ration from the United States. What do we have here? Looks like a lot of astronaut food. We have cutlery, salt and pepper, and sugar. Apparently a cookie, unfrosted toaster, pastry, brown sugar. I have no idea what it means. And we have here lunch and dinner cooked with lentils, peas, and tomato sauce. There is a little sauce here, so imagine I am consuming some liquid, some water. A good meal makes a difference. The place doesn't seem so scary anymore. Okay, my plan was to store water, but it won't work. The food, as it had a lot of salt, ended up leaving a much worse feeling of thirst in my mouth. Okay, that's a little worrying, because we still have the whole night ahead. I only have 200 milliliters of water.
Dehydration can happen if you don't drink enough water and monitor your body. Facing heat stress, you might feel dizzy or other issues. If you're feeling abnormal, you just want to make sure that you're near a cool place that has water and that you can find shade.
I began to feel extremely tired and dizzy, so I went into the tent to escape the sun for a bit and wait for night. I'm here with the park map, and on this side it's saying that half of the park's beauties happen at night. In the list here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals that can kill me.
Any wild animal can be dangerous if you are bothering them or in a situation where the animal might feel threatened.
The sun finally began to set and the temperature eased a bit. I'm going to gather as many big stones as I can. I'll make a force field around my tent. My protective field is ready. I managed to gather enough stones to go around the entire perimeter of the cabin because I know that the coyote is a smart animal. So it'll notice this and think, I'd better keep my distance. This is alpha male territory. In Death Valley, there is a mystery of stones that move by themselves. There are several photos and videos on the internet that you can see of this mystery that no one can solve. People arrive in the desert in the morning and the rocks have tracks as if they had been dragged during the night. So I'm going to test this. Let's see if it'll move even a little bit. During this night, finally night fell, and with it, the dangers of the night. The moment that nobody wanted has arrived. Nothing, nowhere. I won't lie to you that I was much braver during the day. I'm even speaking quietly because I don't know if there might be a coyote in the mountains that can hear me coming here. I won't go, brother. I'm not going to go into the dark in the place called Death Valley, not for nothing. There is something we can do at night that I kept as a surprise for you all. I brought a telescope here to see if we can see the stars, because here with this darkness, there's nothing to obstruct the view. How am I going to set this up here in the dark with the coyotes out there? It has to be quick. It fits here. Looks easy. This is where you put your eyes. Look. Wow, that's amazing. I couldn't really use the telescope because the temperature in the desert drops drastically at night and I had to go into the tent to avoid freezing. I drank 800 milliliters of water and they recommended I drink 4 liters. Then I had an idea. I'm going to improvise a saline solution in the best survival style. I have 200 milliliters of water and I have here the little packet of sugar from my humanitarian ration. And I have a packet of salt. I think it's the best I can do. This is my last sip of water, and I'll be out of water until tomorrow. There's one last problem to solve to get through the night. Wild animals. I can't make a fire because I'm in the national park and it's forbidden. I have this here, look. It's a party and club bracelet. Just do it like this, look. And the bracelets start to shine. I imagine that. These lights here. Make any coyote, any animal, stay away from me now. Bring it on. Since there wasn't much I could do, I decided to sleep, hoping that the neon would protect me from the night creatures. Thinking about it, I only had one option left. I'm still alive. Let's look at the myth of our stone. It didn't move, not even an inch. So, false myth, but there are some marks here. I really can't say if there was a visit from a coyote or some other animal here at the camp. Judging by the position of the sun, it's still early. I think that until completing the 24 hours, there are still about a few more. 3 hours, 2 hours, and my water ran out. All the water. The desert was still very cold from the night, and I took the opportunity to warm myself up a little in the sun. The heat is much worse than yesterday, but now I don't have water. So the only source of any fluid, of any liquid that I have, is this lentil soup, which has some broth. That's the most water I can extract right now. And after enduring the hottest heat I've ever felt in my life, the rescue finally arrived, and I received the greatest reward anyone lost in the desert could ever get. It wasn't easy, but I actually managed to face a place called Death Valley alone.